Armaf Club de Nuit Precieux is a fruity, citric, fresh, sweet, spicy fragrance. It has main notes of pineapple, lemon, ambroxan, bergamot, caramel, pear, oak moss, whitewood, pink pepper, amber, and vanilla. There's a lot more notes, but that's the gist of it. And sorry about this noise this thing's making. I was thinking about pulling it off because it's scratching the hell out of the bottle. But anyways, this fragrance is basically like 75% Creed Aventus, 25% Dior Sauvage Elixir. I was looking at the note breakdown, and this note breakdown for this, and oh, by the way, this is a clone of Absolute Aventus by Creed. And there's not much overlap between Absolute Aventus's note breakdown and the note breakdown for this fragrance, even though they smell almost identical. So I'm not sure if the note breakdown on this is accurate or if they just achieved that same smell using different notes, but there's a lot of overlap between the Sauvage Elixir and the Absolute Aventus note breakdown. For example, they both use nutmeg, cinnamon, and cardamom for the spiciness. And then there's also the grapefruit they share, the sandalwood, amber, patchouli, and vetiver. There's a lot of overlap. And Sauvage Elixir has a very distinctive spiciness to it. And that's the exact same type of spiciness in this fragrance. It's just made a little bit less pungent because it doesn't have the licorice and it's not nearly as like a blast. Like Sauvage Elixir's opening is a literal punch to the face. But I love Sauvage Elixir, don't get me wrong. But this one's toned down. It makes it a lot more versatile. And speaking of which, this fragrance is much more versatile than Sauvage Elixir, which is more limited to the colder weather for most people. This one's 4-season appropriate because I feel like it strikes like a perfect balance of freshness and sweetness. It doesn't go too far with the spices. It's a really nice addition. Although I have to admit, this fragrance, Absolute Aventus, and this would have been more impactful if Sauvage Elixir didn't exist, because that spiciness is so unique and we've already smelled it before, you know. But this has really good performance. It's like 12 to 14 hours with better projection than Absolute Aventus. You know, I think this is an outstanding value. It's one of the best clones I've ever smelled. This, like Vintage Radio, Art of Nature 2. There's a handful of other clones, but this is like right up there on the Mount Rushmore of clones for me. It smells incredible, performs really well. It's a clone of a really expensive fragrance, so you're saving a lot of money. I highly recommend this. I'm gonna give it a 9.5 out of 10. That was Club de Nuit Precieux, which means precious.